आनंदमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे। Namaste, good morning, welcome everyone. Today the topic of discussion is on immortality. Very important topic, the oft discussed topic, the oft inspiring topic, the oft aspired topic on immortality. We are going to have a short a quarter an hour discussion on immortality. As we know, we all aspire immortality. Immortality, immortality, immortality. Sri Aurobindo speaks of immortality assured itself by death. Immortality assured itself by death. When there is immortality, the other term is that is death. So Sri Aurobindo speaks of that immortality assured itself by death. In another instance, Sri Aurobindo has quoted here, in a world of beings and momentary things, in a world of beings and momentary things, how will be the process? All must die to live or live to die. All must die to live or live to die. Immortal by renewed mortality. Renewing the mortality, someone has to gain immortality. Immortality assured itself by death. Now, we are going to discuss some lines from Sri Aurobindo's writings on immortality. So, as Sri Aurobindo speaks of, to be immortal, to be perpetually born is the condition of material immortality. To be perpetually born is the condition of material immortality. We know this is the one greatest, one brightest, very accurate to the point in definition as provided, as given by Sri Aurobindo here to us, is that to be perpetually reborn is the condition of material immortality. When we will get the immortality, the moment man knows himself, there is a self inside us. Forgetting the self, we are going after this vital ego. The moment man knows himself, the very self of the divine, that is a spark of the divine, that is well seated in between, within us as the permanent inhabitant here. The moment man knows himself, the death will die, not the man. There will be the end of death, death of ignorance, the end of death, not the end of man. So Sri Aurobindo, in another line already that I have quoted here, end of death, there will be no death at all. Death of ignorance, that ignorance will be slain, nothing more. They will not exist at all. So we will take couple of lines on the writings of Sri Aurobindo. Mother says, I am immortal in my immortality. I am immortal, my immortality, because I am conscious of my immortality. Previously we have known when man knows himself. Mother is very much conscious that she is immortal, she is the real self, she has come from the upper hemisphere, immortal, she is eternal, she is divine. Immortality, Mother speaks, conscious of immortality I walk, a victor spirit, conscious of my immortality I walk. Not as a suppliant to thy gates I came. Victor of this, I am a victor spirit, conscious of my immortality. I am way better conscious of my immortality. I walk, I never stop here. I am immortal in my immortality. Many births about the arrival, Mother speaks here. The Divine Mother speaks, in the beginning, whenever and wherever there was possibility of manifesting a ray of consciousness, I was there. In many births I have taken, and I have come here. Already we know, Mara Mandala Deha Boy Devata Huile Morai. Those who have taken birth here must die, because death is the end of all human road. Someone has taken birth must die for this, being this natural phenomenon. Till now it is valid. After that, Mother has come here, Lord has manifested here, the twin avatar here. Actually this process, this thought, it has to be changed. Mother, with the birth of the mother, four things are going to happen. A seed shall be sown in the death's tremendous hour. a branch of heaven transplant to the mortal soil. Nature shall never overleave her mortal step. Man shall forget consent to mortality. These lines, a seed with the birth of the mother, with the descent of the divine mother, a seed shall be sown in the death's tremendous hour. Second thing is then from the seed a branch will evolve, emerge. That is not this mortal hemisphere. That does not belong to this mortal hemisphere. A branch of heaven will be transplanted to the mortal soil. Then what about this nature? Nature shall overleap her mortal step. Now it is very slow. It is actually proceeding in a very crawling rather. So this nature shall overleap her mortal step with these three conditions. Man's then there will be mortal nature shall overleap her mortal step. Then fate shall be changed by an unchanging will. This unchanging will is the divine will. She is the supreme mother, divine mother. Then this is changing. That is a dependent. This is on independent variable. Dependent variable is the fate. Fate has to change. We know this with the change of this independent variable, the dependent variable already every time it changes. Fate has to change. It is a dependent variable. It has to change. It is the fate change. Dead immortal, but dallies with mortality. The avatars have come here, died in vain. Vain is the sages third, the prophet's voice. They have come down to uplift this fallen world, to guide and direct this fallen race who are actually struggling or striving under ignorance, under the horror of the death. Immortal, steer in the right here, they have come, immortal, dallying with immortality. Then about their sacrifice, Sri Aurobindo writes here, he is the victim of his own sacrifice, immortal, bound to earth's mortality. He is struggling here. He has sacrificed his life. This is known as the divine sacrifice. Few lines, few quotations we will take here, how this immortality, that is what is the procedure, how the immortality may be gained, or we will gain the immortality, a step towards immortality. As we have already discussed, to know first, to know the reason, to live in the inner life. One beautiful message Mother gives us: no will to die, no wish for death, not to be afraid of death. Under all circumstances, one must try to come out of it. This is the initial condition for the immortality. So again, I want to repeat here: no will to die, no wish for death. Third thing, not to be afraid of death. Under all circumstances, number 4, under all circumstances one must try to come out of it. These are the conditions to ride towards the immortality. Sri Aurobindo gives few quotations, few indications. An imperishable force touching brute things transformed earth's death into immortal life. The force that has to touch, but that force is not ordinary force, that is an imperishable force touching brute things. Force is imperishable force, things are brute things. So this imperishable force has to touch the brute things. When these brute things are touched by the imperishable force, there will be a transformation. The transformed earth's death into immortal life. Earth's death will be transformed to the immortal life. Second power, second condition, here in the course here. A power that lives upon the heights must act. There is a greater power. This transformation can only be done by a power infinitely greater than the man's force. This transformation can never be achieved without an unaided effort. So a power has to come down from the heights, and what it will bring into life's closed rooms the immortal air. The immortal air, it is not existing in the lower hemisphere, it has to be brought down here from the top, from the up. So this power that lives upon the heights must act, bring into life's closed door the immortal air, and fill the finity with the infinity. So this finity will be filled with the infinity. Immortal air has to come down. The power has to come down from the height, so that there will be possibility to a process towards immortality. Another quotation Sri Aurobindo writes here: only when eternity takes time by the hand. Only when eternity takes time by the hand. Second condition. only when infinity weights the finite thoughts. Finite thoughts, that is the mental thought here, it is a mental phenomenon here. So infinity weights the finite thought, both will be same, both will be joined. Then man can be free from himself and live with God. Then that himself, that smallness, man will be free from his smallness and live with God. Another condition Sri Aurobindo speaks of, the then Sri Aurobindo writes here, the seed of Godhead sleeps in mortal hearts. In the mortal hearts, the seed of Godhead sleeps here. The flower of Godhead grows on the world. All shall discover God in self and things, because it is there. It is there in the seed stage. It has to come, it has to sprout, it has to flower. Then only all shall discover God in self and things. Problem is that how can we get the touch of immortality? We can go again immortality. Sri Aurobindo, in the words of voice of the mother speaks, if thy nature shall be the engine of his works, our nature, our human nature has to become the engine of his works. Thy thought shall house the thought of God. Now this thought is mental thought, this is our thought. It will be, it has to house thy thought, it has to house the thought of God. Then shalt thou harbor my force and conquer death. This is the condition to harbor the divine force, and with the harboring of this divine force so vast, so spreaded, expanded, so that this death will be conquered. Another claim Sri Aurobindo gives here, another clue. Only when thou hast climbed above thy mind, we have got a mind. Only when thou hast climbed above thy mind, and after climbing, where someone has to stay, and livest in the calm vastness of the one. There is the calm vastness of the one after stepping out of after climbing of the mind. And then what will happen? Then love can love be eternal in the eternal bliss. This love, divine love, has become perverted human love, which is full of desires, attachments, passions, ignorance. Now this love can be eternal with the eternal bliss. After this love is getting eternal, filled with transforming into the eternal bliss, love divine shall replace the human tie. Now this tie, whatever we are here booking, that is a human tie. This human tie, definitely it will be replaced by the divine tie. Love divine shall replace the divine tie. Last, towards the end, we are going to complete how we will know that we were immortal or we were existing. Some clue will be there. They knew each other, although in forms the strange. We know after this death, our form and name, it is vanishing, it is disappearing. A new form and a new name, it is coming. Sri Aurobindo speaks of soul knows soul. So being this form, this name has after getting changed, they knew each other. Sometimes we meet and we feel, although we have never seen anybody's face, we have never attempted, but actually we think we are very much close to each other, we know each other. Although they knew each other, although in forms the strange, although to sights unknown, to the sights we are unknown, we have never seen. Their minds and lives had altered to take new significance. Mind had been turned, life altered, and body also. The body summed the drifts of numberless birds. Many birds have been many bodies have been changed. Bodies summed the drifts of numberless birds. The spirit to the spirit was the same. Only thing is that ceaselessly, continuously, the spirit is the same. Amazed by the call, they had waited for long. That call is coming, the time is coming, the space and the time are fixed. Amazed by the call, they had waited long. The lovers met upon the time's paths. They meet, know each other, they know immortal without birth. So we know death is the spirit's opportunity, death is the immortality assured itself by death, immortal by renewed immortality. Thank you.